Okay, here you go.
Hall of Fame pitcher Greg Maddux once said the best pitchers have a short-term memory and a bulletproof confidence. Today I'm going to talk about the science of pitching. I will also talk about the kinetic chain and how it is related to kinetic energy, as well as different pitching grips and their impact on motion of the baseball. I currently pitch for a travel baseball team, but someday hope to pitch for St. Mary, college, and maybe the big leagues. After today, I hope you have learned that science is important even in sports. What is kinetic energy? Kinetic energy is energy in motion. Kinetic energy is the energy it has because of its motion. Take a look at this picture of the bicycle rider right here. See how there's energy in and energy out the hill? Perhaps the most important part of kinetic energy is the ability to do work. Work is force acting on an object in the direction of motion. If you want to move an object, you must do work on it. For example, if you want to lift a heavy object, you must do work to overcome gravity and lift the object up. This also means you must overcome gravity and other factors to throw a baseball harder. Take a look at this picture of the archer right here. See how it has to do work to pull the drawstring back? Now that we have talked about kinetic energy, I would now want to talk about the kinetic chain. The sixth phase of the kinetic chain is the wind-up, the stride, the cocking phase, arm acceleration, arm deceleration, and the follow-through. The first step is the wind-up. The wind-up is when you pick up your leg to store potential energy for lateral motion. The second step is the stride. The stride is when you move towards the plate and you convert potential energy and turn it into mechanical energy and plant your foot. The second step is the cocking phase. The cocking phase is when you load your arm up and you have maximum rotation to the shoulder. The second step is arm acceleration. Arm acceleration is when you get from the cocking phase all the way to the point of releasing the baseball. An interesting fact about arm acceleration is that it is one of the fastest human movements in all of sports. Arm deceleration is exactly what it sounds like, slowing down the arm. And the follow-through is when you completely stop your arm and the rest of your body catches up to your arm and you get into the ready position to work just in case the batter hits it back to you. Now that you understand the kinetic chain, you are probably wondering what happens to the baseball. After I have managed to generate a large amount of torque to my throwing arm, the ball will be released. There are several things that can have a large effect on the baseball when it is traveling. One of the biggest is grips. Grips are important because of their raised seams on the baseball. When the baseball is in the air, it is rotating. Take a look at this picture of when the ball is in the air. These red arrows mean that it's rotating. Think about it in air. Since there's air resistance, the grips play a key role in the motion of the baseball. Think about an airplane's maneuvers through air with a rudder. The seams of the baseball are like the rudder of the baseball. I use 3 different pitching grips: the 4-seam fastball, the 2-seam fastball, and the changeup. The 4-seam fastball is the fastest of the fastballs, but has minimal movement because of its backspin. It is gripped across the seams rather than on them. The 2-seam fastball is another high-velocity pitch, but has arm-side movement, which means when I throw this ball, it's going to go to the left side. If you were right-handed, it would go to the right side. It is gripped on the seams rather than across them. The changeup looks like the 2-seam fastball grip-wise and movement-wise. It also has arm-side movement like the 2-seam fastball, but it looks like a fastball, but it's 5 to 8 miles per hour slower. So let's say that I throw 4 to 5 fastballs to you in a row. You are really going to be fooled because when I throw this ball, it looks like a fastball coming out of my hand, and I throw it with all the steps of the kinetic chain, but it's 5 to 8 miles per hour slower, so you're going to lose your timing on it. And it is gripped on the seams like the 2-seam fastball, But here's when it comes different. These two fingers go on the sides of the ball, and then you place the thumb on the bottom. And is gripped on the seams rather than across them. Now I would like to review the steps. 4-seam fastball, 2-seam fastball, and the changeup. As you can see here, there is several other grips that you can use. I will learn them when I get older. And this is a picture of the strike zone, and these are the pitches of where they move in the strike zone. I hope that after today you will understand a little bit more about the science of pitching. Kinetic energy and the kinetic chain is important to pitchers such as myself to help them have consistency and increase velocity. Did you know that the word kinetic comes from the ancient Greek word kinesis, meaning motion? Simply stated, moving your body moves energy. Thank you for your time.